everyone. This is Steve from True Market Finance. Let's do this. Today, another crazy day. It's so strange to watch the market go up. It baffles me when we have a war in Ukraine, which, even though they did a ceasefire, can't imagine that stopping. But let's all hope. War is never a good thing. But with it, Joe Biden keeps trying to think that oil is going to be just magically come out of thin air somewhere. So when they tell you the Europeans and stuff are in Germany, like Germany and stuff, are going to start buying oil and natural gas from U.S. or wherever, it's not happening. So, I know the other day he came out and said to us that, he's going to start supplying natural gas to Germany, yet they don't have anything set up. And with their environmental stuff, that'll take years. So that's not happening. It's all political crap. So anyway, that's why when I look at the market and it is going up like it is, when oil is going down, commodities going down on a day like today, not going down, everything's going up like it was today, be skeptical about that. Stay out there on your weekly and monthly charts and look at the full trend. Everyone, I want you to look at the full trend, because if you're just looking at a day, that's what I trade on, is usually a day, but I usually look at my week and months to figure out what trend is going to happen, because the 15 minutes and all those, you're not going to figure out anything on that one. So anyway, go out to a week and a month and then find out where your trend's kind of going, and then take it down to a day. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll even go into a 4-hour chart, just to kind of see where, before I put my trade in, to kind of see what direction it's kind of going, especially if it's bouncing off, like if it's going down. Say I'm doing a short position, it's going down, it's doing a little pullback, and sometimes I'll put it into a 4-hour just to kind of see if that is starting to round out and starting to head back down again, which I've seen a couple of my charts today, and then the pre-market, those are in the red again. So, which is great, because that's where we're going to want to make the money, because I got some shorts going on in this market, because I still believe it's going to go down. Something you can do a lot of times too, when you get a trend going, a lot of times I'll bring out to you guys a lot on the Trading View. It's kind of a stop loss, and it kind of gives you a trend that's coming down. It's an indicator on there I use a lot, and it's kind of handy, because what you can do is kind of see where it's going to pull back, and if it breaks that trend on it, then you can go in the other position. But what I can do is, with that stop that it shows me on that chart, I could put say I'm in a short position, I can always put a call position on that line. So then if it actually continues up and breaks that trend and heads up, then we're making some money on it. Or if it just comes up to that trend line and decides to turn and stuff like that, at that point where it turns, you can always sell that call and then turn that profit into the stock itself again, and then it'll go down, and you're making a little bit of money on free money that you've made as we did those little pullbacks. Because a lot of times those pullbacks, they can go pretty fast. They can zip up there and then continue down, and especially in a short position, like they always say, the market goes up and like an escalator, and then it drops like a freaking elevator. So when you're doing a short, you're going to go fast anyway, so then you're going to go both directions. So it's nice to put that little call in there. And if you're in Canada, you got to have quite a bit of money. If you're in the US, it's a little less in your trading platform. You can also, if you have a short position and it's going up, you could also sell a call. That's even better, because then you could take that and then buy a put with the free money you get from the call, if that makes sense to you. We'll go over all that. I'll show you even on a chart one day or soon. But I just kind of wanted to make a video and talk to you about a few of the things. So, I believe the market's still going to go down, especially your tech stocks, like your that aren't making any money. So I believe they're still going to go down. So I would watch your tech stocks and just go through them and see which trend on each individual stocks. Some of the ones I've been looking at, one I want to put some oil in, but most times I've been doing SE, which is C Limited. I've been shorting that one quite a bit. And that's one of my stocks. The other day I just bought Okta, which I shorted it. It's doing pretty good for me too. Today I bought, what did I buy today? I'm sorry guys, my brain's kind of get fried today. It's been a busy one, especially with the market's going like just insane lately. It's just like, you really have to like look at the chart and just stay focused on what it's showing you, because if you listen to the news and everything, you're just gonna lose your mind. You really are. So a lot of times I'll put a trade in and then I'll put alert, so I'll put it at my that trend line. So if it breaks up there, then it'll sell. But when you're doing when you're putting in a new position, so a lot of times I go into the market just in the after hours, and what I'll do is I'll put a stop order just outside of the day where it closed, or at the top of the day, and then what I'll do is then take the previous day's close and I'll put my stop right there, so that you're not losing a whole lot. So if if you want to confirm which way it's going to go, when the market opens in the morning, if it doesn't continue down in that direction or up in that direction, whichever you're doing a long position or a short position, then it will not trigger. So it'll just stop out at the end of the day and you move on and find a new stock. You don't lose any money that way. And if it triggers your buy and it turns on you, then you're only losing like such a small amount of your portfolio. Don't put a whole whack in your portfolio. Use only like 1% or so. So don't worry about not having a big account. 1% of $1 million is 1% of $100. Like, it's just the same amount. So it'll grow. Everything compounds. That's what's a beautiful thing about markets and money and things like that, is things will just compound. So you're making money on the stock, you're making money on the dividend, you're making money on sometimes if you want to leverage it even more, you could put a call or a put with your position, or when you do those pullbacks, you just put a call put to cover that the pullback. And then you can put that money back into the stock. So then again, you're compounding it again, and you're compounding it again, and you're compounding it on top of it. So it just keeps on growing. This is why Warren Buffett makes so much money. Is just compounds and compounds and compounds. Just off the dividend alone, he makes a crap load of money, let alone, the calls, puts he sells against his positions and so on and so forth. So do that. Also, I find I like to diversify things, so I like to put away Bitcoin. I know it hasn't been doing a whole lot lately, which is good for us, because in the future it's going to go up. Here in Canada, we had a situation with our Prime Minister that he wanted to sees our accounts and all this stuff, and he realized you can't in Bitcoin. A lot of the other cryptos, a lot of times you can. Bitcoin, you can't, because I can move it into a Muun, which is MUUN, and you own your own private keys. I would still not keep a ton there, but you could keep, a small amount there for a while, and then move that into right off the internet completely. Take it off and put it on a Trezor or Jade or Ledger. I prefer the Trezor myself, and then it's off the internet completely. Nobody can touch that, and you work hard for your cash. I work hard for my cash, so the last thing I want to do is have someone steal that from me, or just lose it somehow. So I find it's just the safest bet, and just take it right off the internet completely, and nobody can touch that. Keep it in a safe place, and that's just one other way of diversifying your portfolio. As well, we'll get into doing forex. We'll get into doing futures, stocks. I like to do the whole works because it just diversifies out your whole portfolio. But stocks are about the easiest way of doing things. When you start getting into futures and stuff, you like stocks, you want to have a stop in there. Don't ever make a trade, guys. Never do that without a stop behind your position. I don't care if you get stopped out. I don't care if you lose like a couple of little pennies. Just make sure you have a stop in there, because you don't want to wake up one day and your portfolio gets wiped out. Like I was saying earlier, like, we work so hard for our money that we want to protect that money. So do that for me, please. I want to work with you guys, and I want to protect your cash, and I want to, that's why, I've worked so hard over the years, and it frustrates myself over the years when I lose money. So I've worked over the years at trying very, very, very hard at trying to protect that. So when I was saying with the pullbacks, a lot of times I'll use, if I have a long position, I'll put a put in, or I'll put in a call, and that will cover it up till, if it breaks that trend, heck, that call or that put's making you a ton of money. So, you're, depending on where you are in the swing trade, you may get stopped in on the stock, but you're still making a lot of money on the put or the call. And, and then, you could choose to, when that ends, or you could take that money and roll it. Once it's break trend, you could roll that stock into, say you were in a long position and all of a sudden it goes short on you. So you could roll it into a short position if you want to, and then, you got that put behind that, and then you just, roll the put over if you want to, kind of thing, and just keep that stock going. You could play it both ways. That's getting a little bit trickier, and we can go over that as well. You can have a long position on a stock, and then put in a call as well, and then ride that up, and when it pulls back, put a put in, and that can protect your call and your long position, and then sell the put when it changes and comes back up after that little pullback, and you just ride that all the way up. Something else you want to watch, and we'll go over this in charts in the future here, is you want a long position to use your 50-day moving average. You want it above your 200-day moving average. In a short position, you want to opposite that. You want your 50 below your 200-day. I don't like to use a whole lot of charts, but I do a lot of things on my charts. But I do like having there's that thing that TradingView has now, is where you can put in your double tops and double bottoms, and head and shoulders and things like that. It's actually kind of a handy little feature. A lot of times I put in trend lines too, so then I can see automatically where they are, and then sometimes I'll just draw in a horizontal trend line on top of that, so that it's, you can kind of see where you might get a little pullback, and then you can go back to and see where maybe it's even broke a trend completely. But it'll also give you that option too at that point to kind of watch a little more on it, kind of thing, so that you can put that little put in or something just to cover your butt for a little bit. Anyway, guys, that's a lot of information there to go, but I want to just say hi, and I look forward to working with all you guys, and we'll have a fun time making money, and that's what it's all about, fun making money. So more fun that is, make sure also too, when you put in a longer a short position, make sure behind there with your stop, put in an alert so that you get that little notice on your phone if it's breaking, and you can just go check it then, so that you're not staring at that screen all day long, because it'll drive you insane when it pulls back a little bit, goes up a little bit, pulls back a little bit. You'll lose your mind. Just look at it once a day and go from there. Anyway, my friends, have fun, and we will talk later. See ya.